What's happening? I'm coming with a little bit of energy today because of the person that I have on the podcast. Shifts in Stories, a podcast dedicated to my clients to give testimonials about their journey. Today on the pod, I have my guy, Jonathan Curry. Hey. What's up, man?
What's up?
I can't
Big
go,
dog.
man. Thank you for being here today, brother.
Thanks for having me.
This is going to be really good. I think people need to hear your story, and I'm excited to dive into it. So let's go ahead and get off that diving board.
Yeah.
Who are you?
I am Jonathan Curry. I am a professional musician, father, world traveler, a lot of things.
Yeah.
A client, man. Client of yours, Just out here trying to figure it out,
Just out here trying to figure it out.
Every single day, man.
How'd you hear about me? How'd you find me? Because I think we've had this conversation, but I really don't remember.
Yeah, so there was definitely things that I had seen about you on social media and some of your clients that I had known from before. And I had kind of been ghost following you for a while. I've been, doing weight loss or on my journey for a minute, but I never saw content that you had that made me feel like I was ready.
Okay.
So I was like in a weird place, and I would see the stuff, I would see your content, and I would kind of just be like, okay, it's good to know that this is here. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when I was ready, that's when I finally hit you up.
This is year 12 for me in business, which is wild to say.
Yeah.
But very early on in my career, I heard people used to say, like, I'm afraid to go to Desmond. Like, you're intimidating. Mm-hmm. The things y'all do there look hard. Like, all of those things. And I'm just like,
yeah.
All right. Like in my mind, in the world that I live in and grew up in, I attacked hard things.
Yeah,
like,
that
sure. Looks difficult.
For sure.
But I'm going to go do that because I know who I'm going to be on the other side of me overcoming whatever that obstacle was. So, you know where I'm going. So, number one, why were you afraid? And then number two, what mental shift did you have to do to overcome the fear of what this is?
I almost want to say, I don't know if I was afraid.
Okay.
As much as I was apprehensive, and I think that my apprehension came partially, I want to say, from my pride. Because like I said, I had been doing this weight loss thing, and I felt that I was in a place that knowing now, I wasn't at all. Like, I thought I was like doing my thing. It's like, I'm figuring this out on my own. I never had a trainer, and I had lost a number of pounds, but I didn't realize a lot of what I realize now. So I was like, oh, I'm good. I don't need to do this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I could just keep doing what I'm doing. And then one day I realized, it's like, this ain't it, man. Like, this isn't it. And it was like, I need to take another step. So I don't want to say I was afraid as much as I was just kind of like, yeah, it was some ego. I think it was a lot of ego. I think, man, people were like inspired by me. People were like, yo, you done lost so much weight. And I used to be like, the first year of me losing weight, I never stepped foot in the gym. And I had lost like 100 pounds without ever stepping foot in the gym. And I thought, like, man, I could write a book on this. I could teach people, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to do this. And I didn't realize exactly what I was doing to my body. So I thought I was good. And then one day I realized it, and it was like, I need some help. I need somebody who can actually tell me what's going on. Like, I don't know everything.
When you realized that I need help, you said I was there. You saw me a long time ago. And I think that oftentimes we are shown what God wants us to see.
For sure.
But we have to be ready to take that journey. You said you got to a place where this is not it. Like, what happened in your life that made you realize that this isn't it, and why was I it?
What happened? I don't know if there was like one specific thing that happened. I think that I had got to a point where I had been doing things for so long and I felt like I had put so much energy and effort into losing weight and just trying to be mentally there and things like that. Sometimes I felt like I was empty and I was like alone and I didn't have anyone to like pour into me, you know? I felt like there were situations where I was pouring into others or even like staying motivated to do things so that I had something to give to other people. And it's like, I got to a point where I didn't have anything else to give. And it's like, I'm looking at myself too, like, I'm doing this every day and I plateaued. Like, I was like, I'm not seeing the same changes I was seeing a year ago or the same changes I was seeing a year and a half ago. And I don't know what else to do. I'm on YouTube trying to figure it out. I'm like doing 1 meal a day. I'm like doing all of these weird things. I'm just trying stuff. And I'm like, this isn't it. Like I said, I was feeling empty. I was feeling like I don't know what else to do. And I think I got to a point where it's like I just need to submit, like legitimately submit to somebody else, because it's like apparently I don't know what I'm talking about. You know,
That's big. I think as men, wow. Lord, thank you for that. I just got teary-eyed. As men, if we don't have the capability to submit to God, nothing else in life is going to be worth it. Nothing else in life will follow you. Mm-hmm. You have nothing to give. You just said that. Mm-hmm. I had nothing else to pour into people because I was empty. Mm-hmm. So you had to seek guidance. You had to submit to your manly ego to find something. And no, I'm not comparing myself to God in no
not at all.
stretch. But you had to find something greater than you for you to continue to go.
Yep.
And this is a good moment for y'all to realize that you are in a place that you are, a sunken place, a depression, mental battles, bad relationships, physical things that you don't like about yourself.
Yep.
And it's because you haven't had the audacity to submit to something or something greater than you.
Yep. How
have I been able to pour into you?
Man, it's actually crazy. It's funny because me and Stephanie were doing couples therapy like last week, and I was talking to the therapist, and she was asking me, like in my life, do I have like a mentor or anybody? Like, what happens when I need to talk to somebody? And I was telling her, I was like, man, I used to be that person. Like, people would call me and get advice, and I would talk to them, and I'd be a listener or try to, you know what I'm saying? Just like pour into people.
Yeah.
And I was like, for the longest time, I didn't feel like I had anybody. And then I was like, my trainer is my mentor, and we the same age, which is funny. It's been so many things. It hasn't just been weight loss. Like, I think when I got here, I already had a decent mindset.
Yeah.
Maybe not the same mindset that I have now, but I think I already had a decent mindset. I was already turned up and ready to go. But I think that what kept me here, or part of what kept me here, was like the conversations that we would have after the gym, talking about my relationship, talking about potentially being a father, because I know that we were all pregnant around the same time. Your son was born like 5 months before my son was born. So also coming in here and seeing like how you were able to inspire and lead people who are older than you. Like, there's a lot of older people in the gym, and it's like, man, I really respect this dude. And some of the advice that you've given me, and just the way that you talk to me.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you just tell me how it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't really give me room to make excuses. And it's like, man, I just appreciate it. I just really appreciate it in several facets of life, man. We've had business conversations, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, relationship conversations, faith conversations. It's a lot. And to be honest with you, man, I think about things that you tell me like every single day.
Yeah.
And I take those things with me. I try to put them into my relationship. I talk to Stephanie about them. I try to instill some of these things into my son. It's really important to me.
Yeah. I don't know how good this camera is, but you might see it's a little glossy over here. Bro, like for me, I created this because I wanted to create an environment that cultivated faith, family, and fitness. Mm-hmm. I am faith, family, and fitness. Bro, my whole life, my dad has said, bro, you are what God needs in your generation. Mm-hmm. Right? And I'm like, all right. Yeah, cool. I hear you, Daddy. I appreciate that, you know. But it wasn't until this moment, and I've felt it before, but this moment where I'm like, okay, I submit to whatever that looks like, to whatever it needs to be. Cool. So, thank you.
Thank you. For real. Like.
Thank you. Okay, so where are we now in your journey?
Oh man, this is funny. I feel like I'm locked in. I kind of feel like I need you. I don't want to say I need you, but man, I really look to you for guidance, you know? And then the community that exists here is something I almost can't live without. Mm-hmm. You know, I need that motivation. I need that constant push. Not that I wouldn't, you know, continue to work out and do things on my own, but I feel like there's something that you do. Like, I've been here for about 2.5 years at this point, and I feel like there's been changes and shifts since I've been here. And it's not a lot of places that you spend about 2 years, and it's like I've noticed like 4 or 5 changes and shifts, and like we're constantly leveling up. Like even in the group, it's like it's not what it was when I first started. You know, the way that we work out, the way people look, people's mindset, the people that are in the group. It's like this is crazy. So as I'm progressing, I'm noticing that the gym is progressing the same way. So it's like I never feel stagnated. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So it's like I'm a lifer. I said this to you. It's like I'm a lifer. I don't know what you plan on doing with this gym, but I'm gonna be somewhere around. Yeah. And connected to it because I need it. It's like this has been one of the best things that's happened to me, man. For real, legitimately, just having this place. Because for a long time I was doing it by myself, and I didn't feel like people did this. You know, you see people on YouTube or on the internet, but you didn't know that people were really doing this every day. Like normal, everyday people are actually not normal and everyday. These are like superheroes to me, man. Yeah. Like you're training superheroes here. This is like X-Men Academy. Woo. You know what I'm saying? Woo. Like for real.
That's the P.
And it's like, oh, I need this. I need to be a part of this.
Professor. So you said you lost 100 pounds on your own.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Congratulations to that.
Thank you.
How much weight have you lost with me?
Probably like 35 pounds.
35 pounds. Mm-hmm. Cool. So right now we're in a space where let's just call it 135 pounds down. What's the differences in your body?
It's going to sound crazy. I've had more of a change, or I've seen more of a change, and I think other people have seen more of a change since I've been with you than when I lost 100 pounds. So my body composition is completely different. So we just got out of Prime. When we started Prime, I was probably like only 3 pounds lighter than what I was when I first started with you, but my body was completely different. Yeah. My clothes fit different. I have new clothes. I'm not wearing the same clothes. Like the 220 I was when I signed up here and the 220 I was 3 months ago.
Yeah.
was completely different.
Yeah.
So different.
Yeah.
You know, I think that was part of that plateau I had gotten to, where it was like, man, I'm losing weight. I lost this much weight, but my body looks and feels kind of the same.
Yeah.
And now it's completely different.
Yeah.
Like completely different.
So you just talked about Prime 45, and I know, and I want them to know that during your Prime 45. So he says he's a professional musician, right? So that means you travel. People don't really know what professional musician is. So number one, I want you to say what you do. Number two, you just mentioned Prime 45, and you were on tour during that Prime 45. So I want you to talk about the scheduling, food, working out, and all that. And then number three, how have I been accommodating, if I've been accommodating at all, with that journey?
That's funny. Yeah, I'm a professional musician. I'm an international touring musician. I'm also Grammy nominated. But currently, I've been playing full time with the artist named Masego, who you actually also train.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of moving around overseas. So the last Prime 45, I would say maybe about 20 days.
Yeah.
I was
think you
gone.
in London.
Yeah, we were in Europe. We were in London. We were in Rome. We were all over. We were in lots of places. And in terms of my scheduling and how that looks, it's like every day is kind of different. You know, we have travel days, and it's like this day we might leave at this time. This day we might leave at this time. But we're spending long days in the airport, long days traveling, and we'll land in like another country in another time zone. And it's like, okay, now I got to get on Uber Eats and find something to eat, and I need to get on Google and find this gym. You know, every hotel has a gym, but every hotel gym doesn't have what we need.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly finding gyms and just constantly finding food. I think I've been doing this for a while, and at this point, it's gotten to a place where it's like, oh, I think I can accomplish this. And it's funny that you asked, like, how have you been accommodating? Because low key, you haven't.
Right.
But
talk about it.
It's a way that you do things. And I'm not sure if you do this the same way with every client or you treat every client a little different, but for me, it works. For me, it works. I think sometimes I put myself in positions where I'm like, man, this is impossible. Like, I've tried to do Prime on the road before, and this has been the first time that I've really been successful. And it's because before I didn't have the right mindset. And I would be saying things like, yo, I don't know what to do. Like, how am I supposed to eat? And I got to fly all day. And you was like, bring food with you. And I was like, yo, this dude is crazy. Like, what are you talking? I got to do all of this. And then I just submitted. Yeah. And I just brought food. And I was like, this is a game changer. You know? So it's like bringing food or just changing my mindset from thinking that, yo, this is so difficult to like having the audacity to get it done. So now I'm like, I don't like to, you know, throw my weight around, but like now I'll be in situations where it's like I'll talk to the tour manager and it's like, I need this.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you don't bring me this, I won't eat, you know? Or like really being intentional with my time, the little bit of time that we do have on show days and things like that, it's like, I'm going to the gym. You know, if I have to show up to sound check with sweaty clothes on, I'm gonna show up to sound check with sweaty clothes on because I'm not gonna miss the gym. I'm not gonna miss my cardio. And then now it's like I'm missing dinners. Like people are like, yo, we're gonna go eat pasta in Rome tonight, and it's like, yo, I'll see y'all later, you know? And like sometimes I'll go and you know, nibble or whatever, but for the most part, it's
been a mental shift.
It's been laser focused, yes, sir.
It's been a mental shift.
Yes, sir.
So you mentioned I train Sego. Yes, I do. But I don't think the beauty in that is me training him. The beauty in that is you mentioning to him that I train you. What about what we've gone through over the last 2.5 years made you want to tell him, like, this is who I'm with?
So in the beginning, it was about me. But I think that folks around me, so for a long time, when I first started working with you, I would say the first 7-8 months, it was hard for me. It was difficult because I was dealing with submitting, but I'm also like feeling like it wasn't happening fast enough. Like I thought that when I signed up here, it's like, man, I run every day. I do this. I've lost 100 pounds. Like, I'm ready for whatever he throws at me. And then when I got here, you kind of were like, chill. Like, here, do this, chill, you know? And I wasn't trying to chill. So for a long time, I had to kind of get with the program and start to see how what you were teaching me was working. And I think other people around me started seeing that. And when they would say things and talk about my changes, that's when I started realizing, like, yo, Desmond's really on to something, and let me, like, really pay attention to what he's talking about. So when folks around me were telling me, like, that I'm having more changes, that's when I started feeling like, okay, now I need to extend this to other people, because, like, this is changing me even more than I have been able to change myself or whatever before. So that excited me. I'm that type of person. When I learn something, I want to tell people about it, you know? So when I started seeing the results and it started getting real, I was like, yo, y'all need to lock in.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I appreciate you talking me up to him. That's a opportunity that a lot of people don't get to, have, and him and I have been locked in now for quite some time. I don't really know how long, but I built out his gym at his house.
I saw it. Can't wait.
Whatever. They get on my nerves over there. So I built this gym out. I'm coming to the show in DC, and then we're gonna go do some training. But thank you for that. Thank you for that. To the person right now who is having difficulty submitting to whatever, right? What would you tell them?
I don't want to sound cliche. You kind of just have to do it and go through that discomfort and just lock in. Like, it's hard to explain, but you just have to do it. And it's not easy, and it doesn't really get easier. You kind of just get better. And it's like something about that feels really good, and that keeps me personally motivated and locked in. It's like realizing that what I'm doing, this is not getting easier, but I feel better doing it. And it's like, it makes me want to do it, gives me a hunger. That's extremely motivating. Because now I'm like, man, I'm different, you know? I'm starting to understand Prime Built, because it's really this, you know? Like, it's not the physical, it's this. And that's the thing that folks in the group understand and are kind of showing me and teaching me, because it's like, we are products of you. So it's like, I'm motivated by them and inspired by them because they're a product of you. Some of them have been here a lot longer than I have. So it's like, I don't know, just do it. Just show up and keep showing up, and every day is not going to be good. There have been several days, and I don't talk about this, but several days where I've left and I just sit in the car and start crying because I'm like, oh, I'm weak, I'm terrible, I'm trash. Oh, I gave up on myself today, or things like that. And it's like, no, just show up tomorrow. Just show up tomorrow. And it always gets better.
That's brilliant. I think that's brilliant. And what I'm gonna leave you with, and what I'm gonna leave you guys with on that piece, is the work should never be easy. And that's my job, right? Like, you've been working out for 2.5 years and you still feel like you're out of shape. That's my job. My job is to ensure that you never get content and satisfied. But what the change is in you. You get better. You have the mentality, you have the physical capabilities, you have the emotional support, you have the faith to listen to the things that I am giving you so that you can continuously do the work. So the work doesn't get easier, and it's not going to get easier, but you will get better. I want to close this podcast out with this. If you could build the perfect version of yourself, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically, what would that look like? And What do I need to do to help you achieve that?
That's an interesting question. I don't think I've ever thought about an end goal. I'm kind of just here for the ride at this point. I've noticed that it's great to have a goal. I'm a very goal oriented person, but being here, I've kind of fallen in love with the process. So I'm just gonna keep working. I don't exactly know what that's gonna look like, but I'm confident that I'm gonna reach it one day. And I think part of it's gonna be somebody else telling me what I've been able to help them with, or what I've been able to inspire them to do. That makes me feel like I've done something or I've accomplished something. Or that's kind of my goal right now. Is to just stay on it so I can inspire people, inspire my son. You know what I'm saying? Inspire Stephanie, the people that are closest to me. When I get to a point where I feel like the people that are closest to me mindset has shifted and things like that have changed, and I'm gonna feel like I've done something, like I made it somewhere. And whatever you're doing now, just don't stop, man. I kind of need you, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I need you. Like, I don't know what you've done, but you've placed yourself in my life, and it's like, bro, you can't you can't go nowhere, man. I need you, man. I need you.
And there you have it. Another episode of Shifts and Stories. Please don't forget to comment. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends and family. Can't wait to see you on another episode. Peace. What's going on, guys? Desmond Scott here. Again, thank you so much for watching the podcast. Do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, and concerns, hit me up on social media at Desmond L. Scott. And if you're interested in any transformation programs, the link is in the bio.